Hey, welcome back to the shop. Today I'm going to throw out a video on a string trimmer, weed eater, whatever you want to call it. It's made by Stihl. It's an FS 55R. I've had it for, I don't know, 10, 12 years, something like that. And the thing's just been working like a champ. I've had no issues with it whatsoever. But last summer I started having some issues with it. I went to go start it up this spring, and it just wouldn't start. So today I'm going to completely tear everything apart and kind of go through it. I'm going to rebuild the carburetor and kind of take a look at the spark arrestor. So I thought I'd take you guys along for the ride. Hope you enjoy the video. Let's get to it. The Stihl FS 55R. This is a trimmer that just punches way above its weight. This was not marketed as a commercial trimmer, professional trimmer. This was more marketed as a homeowner trimmer, but it was on the high end as far as homeowner trimmers are concerned. A lot of landscapers used this trimmer back in the day as well. So obviously Stihl put a lot of their commercial engineering into this trimmer. This thing lasted me 10, 12, 15 years without any major rebuild of anything. Just general maintenance here and there. So the issues we're dealing with today, one of them is this spark arrestor. These things are notorious. If you can see down in there, the spark arrestor, the screen on those gets plugged up and causes all sorts of havoc. So I'm gonna pull that off and clean the screen. The other thing is the carburetor. Like I mentioned earlier, I've got a carburetor rebuild kit. So I'm gonna pull that off. I'll show you how to take this whole thing apart. I'll pull that off and rebuild it. It's got a brand new spark plug in it. And then I also got a new gasket for the muffler. The gasket for the carburetor looked great, so I didn't replace that. And then the bulb, although it's a little cloudy, I can clean that. It's not cracked, so I'm just gonna leave that. Those are easy to replace. You can see the 4 bolts on all 4 corners. You just pull that off, put a new bulb in. So that's, like I said, simple to do. So anyway, let's start tearing this thing apart and get into it. First thing you need to do is pull off this cover. So just pull that off altogether, set that aside, and then we're going to come up here and just take the filter out. Once you've got the filter out, it exposes these 2 bolts in here, which is what holds this whole assembly on for your air filter as well as the carburetor. So this is a 8mm. Okay, so that just pulls off again. Those 2 nuts are on there, 8mm. I've already disconnected my fuel lines because I'd already had this thing apart trying to get it fixed. But here's your return, or here's your supply, and then here's your return. Up here, your primer, which goes to your primer bulb. You can see that there. So just pull both of those off. Those would normally be attached right there. So just pull both of those off. Set those aside, and then you can just pull the carburetor right off. Your linkage for your throttle is off to the side here, and it has a little nub on it, which goes into the screw on the side of the carburetor right here. So it'll just come free as you start maneuvering the carburetor, but if not, just pull that out right there is where it attaches. Set your carburetor aside. And this whole assembly just has a little nub right here that fits in to this bracket up here. So you can just set that off to the side over here. Now what we're going to do is take off the fuel tank. And in order to do that, we're going to have to take off the back cover on here. Again, this is a T27. Most Stihl products, Husky products, a lot of them out there today are all T27. If you don't have a T27, it's definitely something that you're going to want to pick up. So this whole assembly should come off along with the gas tank now. That's your starter. And this is just covered. Don't lose these grommets. You're going to need those grommets for sure. The tank has got a little grommet here. And then there's also another grommet here. You can either leave it in the tank or you can leave it on the machine. I just typically leave these where they like to be instead of trying to force them somewhere else, because a lot of times they'll just fall off. So there's where your gasket is for your carburetor. Just make sure that that's, you know, not all gummed up or anything like that. This one's in great shape, like I said, so I'm not even gonna mess with it. So that's it as far as the disassembly of the machine itself. Now we're gonna take off the spark arrestor and see what we got there. That is 15 mil. And it looks like I might need a deep socket on this one. Never would have thought. Let's see if I can still pop it off without a deep socket. That's actually not bad. Mine's not clogged up at all. I don't know if you can see through that, but I can see right through that. A lot of the ones that I've seen online with other people that have posted videos, you can't see a thing. It's just solid black. So that is not my issue. I might squirt some carb cleaner on there and just get it rid of some of that stuff, but that's obviously not creating any problems for me. So I'm gonna put that back in, clean it up and put it back in. Tighten her up. And get to the carburetor. All right, so the carburetor, we're just gonna go ahead and start with the top where the bulb is. All right, we got all 4 bolts out. First diaphragm. This is your metering diaphragm, and it is hard as a rock. That is your problem right there. I mean, these are supposed to be nice and pliable, and it'll move, but it's crispy. So that's obviously got to be replaced. That's part of my problem. There's your bulb. And again, this bulb's not cracked. I've already squirted carb cleaner through here, through the return. Everything's all clean. You got a little screen up here. So I'm gonna set that aside. Nothing doing there, that looks good. And I've already squirted some carb cleaner through this, so everything looks good on that side. So I just need to put the new diaphragms in, and we should be good to go. All right, so I had to move the carb rebuild inside the shop. It was getting a little too windy outside. So I'm looking at the needle and the spring and the metering valve. Needle doesn't look bad. Look like they're different sizes though. Spring still looks good, and it's actually a different size too. And it's not as springy. You know, you never know what you're gonna get with these kits. That's the original spring. That's the new spring, and I can just tell you, the original springs got way more, yeah, We're gonna use the original spring. Jiminy Christmas. This rebuild may not go any further than diaphragms, and that's about it. All right, so I did the carb rebuild, if you can even call it that, off camera, because like a lot of things that you get nowadays off of Amazon, and it doesn't even matter, you can even get them from the original manufacturer. They're all made in China. Some things work, some things don't. So really all I replaced was the metering diaphragm. This is the original crunchy diaphragm, hard as a rock. And then I replaced the pump side diaphragm and the gaskets. That was it. I didn't use the needle because the needle was smaller than the original one that was on the carb. Same with the spring. So I've got the carb all back together. Let's get back out and get the weed eater together and see what we got.
She's alive. Let her warm up there.
Just a quick run through on the Stihl FS 55R. It helped me clear this out back here. This has been overgrown. Saw that in the video, but it served me well for many years, like I said, with a new carb kit in it. I'm hoping it's going to continue to serve me for many years to come. As long as parts are available, I'm going to keep running it. If you see one, you might want to consider taking a look at it. They're solid machines. Again, Stihl FS 55R. Thanks for joining me today. I'll catch you on the next video.